Zealand flight NZ690 from Dunedin to Wellington on Sunday the 18th of February 2024 on an Airbus A320 scheduled to depart at 5 p.m, flight time 1 hour and 15 minutes. The night before my flight I checked in using the Air New Zealand app. This process has become super slick and it was really easy. Felt almost a little bit too easy. So in no time at all I was all set to go. But then, as luck would have it, at 11:19 a.m. on the morning of my flight, I received a text message from Air New Zealand saying my flight was delayed 90 minutes. I wonder how my flight home's gonna play out. Probably not good, right? Dunedin Airport is 28.3 kilometres west of the city, and the drive out takes about half an hour. I was all done a bit early, so I got to the airport at about 2:15 p.m. That's 4¼ hours before the departure of my delayed flight. I'm so early and I have a flexi fare. Maybe I can get an earlier plane. Turns out that was the earlier plane. Got it. Returning.
Yep, just drop the keys off.
Just drop the keys off.
Drop the keys off
Right.
and run.
Yes, there's nothing wrong. Then run. Okay, is that how it works? Yeah.
Then we can run away.
Okay, perfect. And so I did. Dropping my car was a fairly delightful interaction. We did chat a little bit about the delays throughout the day. Apparently there was fog in Christchurch this morning, which delayed some stuff and cancelled other stuff, and caused a bit of a backup that was rippling through the day. Although I checked in online, I had a bag to drop, so I needed to go to the kiosk. Thankfully it didn't make me check in again, it just asked how many bags I had to drop. That's an advancement. I declared I had 0 batteries and no prohibited goods, and then it reminded me that my flight's going to be late. The kiosk popped out my bag tag and a boarding pass. I popped the tag on my bag, put 2 stickers on the bag and 1 on the back of my boarding pass, and off to the bag drop. And in no time at all, my bag's on its way. With several hours until my flight leaves, I head to the lounge. The terminal at Dunedin Airport is nice and spacious. There's 2 gates downstairs for the turboprop flights and 2 air bridges upstairs for the jet services. Wait, what gate 7 and 8 for then? They're upstairs, but outside security, and they don't have an air bridge. Next time I'm gonna check that out. New Zealand aviation rules only require security screening for aircraft that carry more than 90 passengers. This means that only the jet services require security screening. On my way to the lounge, I have a look to see what's going on the apron. Not much. The Air New Zealand Koru lounge at Dunedin Airport is on the 2nd level. Yeah, good. A little bit early, but my phone's a little bit late. A little bit out. Thanks. The Air New Zealand lounge is situated on the road side of the terminal, not the apron side, so when you look out the beautiful big windows, you don't see any planes. That's a little bit disappointing, because I like planes. The lounge is well stocked with beers, wines, soft drinks. Oh, I think I'll have an L&P. There's a selection of fresh juices and coffee machines. There's soup and a couple of hot food options and sandwiches, salads and other cold options, as well as some nibbles. So I get myself ready and then I wait. With my L&P. I do like L&P, and it's super awesome summer can. At 6:26 p.m, 4 minutes before the rescheduled departure time of my flight, they call for us to go through security and wait in the departure lounge. After getting to the lounge, I go have a wee look at my plane. It's always nice when your plane is at the gate. And then at 6:52 p.m, to speed up boarding, Air New Zealand often has passengers get on using both the front and back doors of the plane. There's generally only 1 air bridge, so the front half of the plane boards using the air bridge, and the passengers in the back half of the plane go outside and board using the rear stairs.
Wonderful. Good, how are you? Yeah. Like yours.
Kia ora and good evening once again everyone. Thank you for joining us today on this NZ690 shortly bound for Te Whanganui Atara, Wellington. In preparation for departure, please stow your bags and the laptop securely. Stow your large bags in the overhead lockers and small bags under the seat in front of you. Once again, we do have a full flight this evening, so we would really appreciate your assistance by using the space under the seat in front of you for your small bags, please. However, if you are seated in emergency exit rows, which are row 11 and 12 today, it is a safety requirement that nothing can be stowed under the seat in front of those 2 rows for takeoff and landing. If you have any drink bottles with liquids inside, please remove those from the overhead lockers, as they have a tendency to leak during the flight. To assist the flight attendants, please close lockers when they are full, clear the aisle and take your allocated seat. Thank you and welcome aboard.
And very good evening, everybody. Welcome aboard this Air New Zealand Flight 690 through to Wellington. First of all, apologies for the late departure tonight. It all stems from some fog in Christchurch this morning, which has had flow-on effect, and it's caused a rolling delay throughout the day. We'll do our best to make up as much time as possible as we head north. Flight conditions generally good. Possibility of 1 or 2 stops out of Dunedin, and up in the cruise, it's fairly smooth conditions. On arrival in Wellington, quite a gusty northerly edge, so we'll probably pick up a few bumps on the approach and landing. Expect a flight time through the capital, just over 1 hour. I'll get back to you again closer to 12 December and update our conditions there. In the meantime, sit back, relax and enjoy the flight. Thanks very much.
Flight attendants, go to your door.
According to FlightAware, we pushed back at 7:07 p.m. That's 2 hours and 7 minutes behind schedule. We taxied for 11 minutes and then we took off at 7:18 p.m. That's 2 hours and 8 minutes behind schedule. We pushed back from gate 3, taxied via taxiway Alpha and then along the runway to the end and turned around to take off on runway 21.
Hello again everyone. As the aircraft door is now closed, ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened. Approved lightweight handheld electronic devices may be used at any time. However, this must be switched to flight mode now. Flight attendants, check all doors closed. Flight attendants, arm your doors. Good evening everyone. It is my pleasure on behalf of your Wellington-based cabin crew to welcome you on board this Star Alliance flight operated by Air New Zealand. Civil aviation rules require you to comply with all crew instructions and signs while on board this aircraft. To prepare for takeoff, you must now stow your tray table. Please check children's fingers and toes are clear of any moving parts. Ensure your seatback is upright, armrests are lowered and your window shades are fully open. Smoking and vaping on board is a serious offense and not allowed anywhere on this aircraft. Headphones or earbuds connected to personal electronic devices must now be removed for the duration of the safety video. It is for your own safety that you give this your full attention, even if you have seen this many times before. Thank you. Flight attendants, you must now be seated for takeoff.
We took off to the southwest. We did a series of left-hand turns, and then tracked to the northeast off the east coast of the South Island.
Hello everyone. Whenever the seatbelt signs on, your seatbelt must be fastened. We recommend that your seatbelt is always fastened and visible during the flight. Please take care when opening the overhead lockers. We do ask that all personal devices are used with headphones or in silent mode. Shortly, once it's safe to do so, your cabin crew will come through the cabin, offering you a light snack, accompanied by mineral water, freshly brewed Delma English breakfast tea, and the Makana duck roast coffee. This evening, your snack choices are Cookie Time Original Chocolate Cookie, Savory Cheese Puffs, and your gluten-free option is beetroot crackers. Finally, if you need anything at all, please just ask one of the team, who will be happy to assist you. We now invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight to Wellington.
Alrighty, on with the snack. Today, I had a glass of water, a cup of tea, and a Cookie Time Original Chocolate Chunk Cookie. The water was exactly as expected, and so it's gonna get, wait for it, 5 out of 10. Wow. The cup of tea, which was freshly brewed Dilmah English breakfast tea, was exactly how I like it. Strong, with just a dash of milk. It was hot and delicious, possibly a tad too hot. I popped in a splash of water so I could drink it a little bit sooner. Oh yeah, perfect. I gave it a 7 out of 10. For the snack, I had the Cookie Time Original Chocolate Chunk Cookie. A wee while ago, Air New Zealand introduced a few different flavours of cookie, and then they came up with a whole bunch of new fangled snacks. But this OG cookie is still my favourite. Pew pew pew, look at it. I love it. Let's get into it. Oh, it's got good form. Oh yeah, it's a beauty. Not sure it's going to have quite enough chocolate for my liking. Oh yeah, no, it's good. It's going to be an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's a good one, Cookie Time. Thanks. And we got lollies on descent. That's a +1 on the snack. Oh yeah, 9. Epic snack. Let's sum that up. The water got a 5, the Dilmah English breakfast tea got a 7, and the Bicky, that Cookie Time classic, got an 8, with a +1 lolly bonus equals 9. That's an average of 7 out of 10. Good snack, Air New Zealand. Thank you. When they come around with a little basket of lollies, it's such a pressure point moment. There's not long to choose, and you really want to choose wisely. But what are all of the Air New Zealand lolly flavours, and which ones are the best? Well, according to my extensive and exhaustive research, the red lollies are raspberry flavour, the green lollies are lime flavour, and the orange lollies are orange flavour. The white lollies, slightly controversially, are not lemon flavoured, they're mint. They can really catch you out if you're not expecting it. And the yellow lollies, well, they're lemon flavoured. And this Christmas, there were Christmas lollies, which were Christmas flavoured. No, they weren't. They were peppermint, and they were really quite good. Every 4 years at the Rugby World Cup, there's the highly elusive and very sought after black lollies. They're blackcurrant flavoured, and they're really great. So the so-called research that I did was, to be honest, looking at other people's social media posts and counting up the flavours that people said were their favourites and the responses. My data sources were the Aviation Aotearoa group on Facebook and the New Zealand subreddit on Reddit. And here's the results. Somewhat surprising that on Reddit, the white lolly was the second favourite, but on Facebook, no one said they liked it. To join these data sets, I just added up the raw data. Not the most statistically accurate way to do it, but the margin of error is so big that these results are statistically meaningless. Putting that aside for a moment, the most popular colour was green, only just pipping out the red. Black and white were essentially tied for third, with orange trailing at 10% and yellow being the least preferred lolly. So it turns out on this flight on this day, I chose the worst lollies. It's just fact. You can't argue with them. This plane, NZOXA, is an Airbus A320-200. It came factory fitted with winglets. It took its first flight on the 16th of May 2013, making it almost 11 years old when I took this flight. Air New Zealand have owned it since it was brand new. It's configured with 171 economy class seats, and I was seated up near the front on the right hand side in 6F. The seat pitch, or the distance between my seat and the seat in front, was 88 centimetres, just shy of 35 inches. I'm almost 180 centimetres tall, and that was heaps of space. Can't even see my knees. Air New Zealand has a variety of seat pitches on their A320s. The general rule is that the closer to the front and the further to the right you are, the more space you'll have. And in terms of comfort, my seat was perfectly adequate. There's overhead bins that'll take a full-size carry-on, space under your seat for a small backpack, laptop or handbag, and a wee seat back pouch for your bits and bobs, maybe your book or your tablet. And in the overhead panel there's fresh air, reading lights and a call button. Everything worked and nothing was broken. So an almost 11-year-old A320 that's clean and tidy and has been well maintained. I give this plane an 8 out of 10. Yeah, nice plane, Air New Zealand.
Hi everybody, Andrew speaking from the flight deck. Well, I turn a seat down to Wellington. We're going to have you there at 8:15. Still a sunny day, Wellington, 19 degrees. Just the northerly is a little bit gusty. We might start picking up a few bumps soon, but we'll possibly slow down a little bit just to keep it as smooth as possible for you. Other than that, apologies again for that late departure out of Dunedin. Trust it hasn't caused you too many hassles. I look forward to seeing you again sometime in the near future. Thanks very much.
We tracked northeast off the east coast of the South Island. We did a right-hand turn and a left-hand turn and came into Wellington from the south. We landed on runway 34. We exited the runway via Alpha 3, then taxied via Alpha, Bravo 5, Bravo, Charlie 6, and then on to gate 17.
It is now time for you to put away all your belongings. If you haven't moved during the flight, please inform our flight attendant now. For the safety of everyone on board, all bags including large electronic devices such as laptops must now be stowed. Please stow your tray table, lower your armrests, open your window shade and make sure your seat back is fully upright. If you travel with the little ones, please ensure their fingers and toes are clear of any moving parts. Finally, please ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened. Thank you. Welcome to Wellington, everyone. For your further safety, you must remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign is switched off. Also, be careful when opening the overhead lockers as items could fall out. It is now safe for transmitting functions on your electronic devices to be turned on. There is a chance we may use rear stairs as well as forward air bridge for disembarkation. If we do and you choose to use the stairs, please take care, use handrails provided, follow the clearly marked path to the terminal. If you are unable to descend via stairs, you are more than welcome to wait and use forward air bridge. Electronic devices, including vapes, must not be used when crossing the tarmac. When disembarking, we'll ask all passengers maintain a continuous flow and where possible, avoid blocking the aisle for the passengers behind you. Before you leave the aircraft, please look around, make sure you have all your personal belongings with you, and ensure all rubbish are removed from seat pockets and disposed of in the bins inside the terminal. Finally, it has been a pleasure to fly you through to Wellington this afternoon. Once again, we sincerely apologize for the late running of the service. Other than that, we hope you have enjoyed your flight. From all the team, Captain Andy, First Officer Andy, and the Wellington-based cabin crew, thank you for flying with Air New Zealand, your national carrier on the Starlines network. We look forward to seeing you next time when you travel with us. Until then, take care everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening ahead. Mā te wā.
Thank you. Thanks so much. We landed at 8:15 p.m. That's 2 hours and 3 minutes behind schedule. We taxied for 3 minutes and arrived at the gate at 8:18 p.m. Also 2 hours and 3 minutes behind schedule. When lots of flights are delayed, lounges become quite busy. I did weave my way through the delayed passengers to get some shots of my plane. Ooh, nice, isn't it? That's a cover shot right there. And then I went downstairs to collect my bag. I'd been in Dunedin accompanying one of my children to university, and I was coming home with an empty suitcase. I don't think I was the only one. Let's sum up as I head to the car. The snack, which consisted of the water, the Dilma English breakfast tea, and the OG Cookie Time cookie, got a 7. And the plane, a 12-year-old A320 that was clean and tidy and clearly well maintained, got an 8. That's an average of 7.5. Ka pai in New Zealand. A bit delayed, but you can't help the weather. Good flight. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and then watch every single video we've ever made. And every one we will make.